Hi guys, it's Ben here from Bunbury Bootcamp. Hope you're having an amazing day. This is the first of our pre-recorded sessions that allow you to train a bit more conveniently and also to avoid the maddening crowds and the plague that seems to be threatening us right now. And apparently I should have done it 10 years ago because apparently people really like the option. So here goes. The way it's going to work, I'm going to run through routines, but the routines will also be on the screen as part of the background. So what we'll do is we'll run through the routine, a few details pertaining to it, and then I'll encourage you to pause the video and come back to when you complete the routine and then start the next phase, which does mean that for different people, the routine will take different lengths, and that's okay, as long as you make sure you do the stretches and the warm-up. Those things are crucial. First and foremost, though, safety. So if you're a client I've worked with and I've worked with face-to-face, there's a good chance you've got good technique and at least you're injury aware to a degree of the injuries you might possess. So for you guys, it's quite simple. Just avoid doing anything that might exacerbate injuries. Use replacements when you can. I'll run through some of those, and just don't do things that cause you nasty pain. And that's the key thing. If you can know the difference between nasty pain and not nasty pain, keep an eye out for that. For those that I haven't dealt with before, if you're not sure about exercise or exercise terminology, just contact me. I'm more than happy to give you an orientation run through exercises we use, and we can get an idea of what things may work or not work for your physique, for your body. But again, key thing, if something hurts, just don't do it. That's really important. And then come back to me as a reference. Don't just disappear off into the ether. Hit me up and say, oh, hey, this hurt me, or I wasn't sure about this. Can you help? That's what I do. So we'll move to the first part of the routine, which is just a warm up. So it's going to look fairly easy. Jogging on the spot for 5 minutes with a 10-second squat hold every minute. So that's pretty straightforward. All you do, quite literally, is jog on the spot for 5 minutes, and every minute, every 60 seconds, do a squat hold for 10 seconds, if that makes sense. It means this drill will take, well, ideally 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and that's okay if you're doing it all properly. Take your time. If squat holds are no good, do a hover. If a hover's no good, do a bridge. If all three of those are no good, you might need to reassess whether or not you are good to be part of this program and hit me up with some solutions. So I would encourage you to pause at this point and then come back when you've completed that routine. Little interesting fact, my 4-year-old swore for the second time in his life, but for the first time in about 2 years yesterday, when trying to catch a fly, he missed it and he just said, fuck. So we need to do something about that. Any tips on that? Greatly appreciated, guys. So pause and go. All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're on to the second part of today's routine. This is 10 Jane Fondas, 10 squats, and 10 sumo squats for 5 rounds. So Jane Fondas, we know those. It's the bridge thrust. 10 squats, we know those. Sumo squats, in case you don't know, sumo squats are where you do squats with your feet wide apart and often their toes turn slightly out. That tends to keep the pressure off the knees. Still the same depth, still butt back over space. Once again, slow, controlled, and smooth. Let it build up gradually. Just enjoy it. Don't rush it, and get through that 5 rounds. Now, if you want a bit of a bonus on this one, if you feel like 5 rounds is not enough for you, because I know some of my regular guys will find this pretty straightforward, make it out to 10 round guys and then come back. But at this point, I'd encourage you to pause and enjoy. Great work, guys. Welcome back again. Now we're on to the third part of today's routine. So we're still doing some squats. We're also throwing some push-ups in there. It's on the wrong side again, this one. So it's 10 push-ups versus 10 squats for 5 rounds. Of course, 10 rounds for those feeling fitter. But here's the condition on this one. The push-ups I want done, slow motion. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up, or slower if you're strong enough. The squats, 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Really contract the glutes, really contract the quads, get the most out of it, and get good range. Now, if push-ups are no good, please replace them with sit-ups. If squats are no good, please replace them with sit-ups with a slow descent. If you can't do either push-ups or squats, once again, let's reassess whether this program is for you today and contact me. Keep it all slow, and you see where it says no pain in big letters? That's because it's a really, really important thing. That's why it's in big letters with a big exclamation mark, no pain. If you get nasty, sharp pain, it's not supposed to happen. It shouldn't feel like agony. If you get chest pain, respiratory distress, anything really, anything, feel like you've got appendicitis, stop and, talk to me and talk to someone. If it's appendicitis, obviously call your doctor or a hospital, but don't do anything if it feels like stabbing pain. Bearing in mind that one of my clients once did run a 5K at 17:45 with a blown appendix. Nearly killed the man though, so please don't do things like that. I wasn't running that session, I should be clear on that. So get ready to pause that, guys, and enjoy it. I'll put my head out of the way so you can pause it and pause. Okay, guys, good. We knocked that one out. Now we're on to the third part of today's routine. Oh, good fucking Christ, Jill. That was the phone. That's okay, guys. Alrighty, this is our last one for the day in terms of routine before we do our stretches. We do 100 steps versus 20 Jane Fondas versus 30-second hover. So it's 100 steps either on the spot or 50 out, 50 back versus 20 Jane Fondas. We know those who've done those, along with a 30-second hover. Now, I'd like this done for 5 to 10 rounds. Ideally, if you consider yourself to be a beginner, 5 rounds. Consider yourself to be a bit, bit good, bit awesome, bit amazing, long training history with me. This is a 10-rounder for you. Controlled and smooth, but not slow motion. And once again, huge letters, no pain. No pain. Really enjoy it, really have fun with it, and pause. Okay, guys, now we're down to the stretches. Now, stretching routines, they are great and they are important and we need to do them. So it says stretch. So what we're going to do now here, we're going to run through a stretch routine, but I would encourage you to run through extra stretches if you think they're relevant. I've had boot campers doing that for years where we run a core stretch routine and they'll stay and do their extra ones. For those that are used to boot camp, you can use our standard stretch routine. For those that aren't used to boot camp, I'm going to refer you to our stretch video, which is specifically designed to run through at the end of boot camp. That'll be on this page, if that makes sense. So come to that stretch video, follow that stretch video now. And well, look, guys, thanks for being part of the first one. If you've come into this later and you weren't part of the early waves, well, thanks for coming along eventually. But most importantly, I hope you enjoy it. Focus on recovery now. Get some water, get some electrolytes, get some magnesium, make sure you're eating good, healthy food. And we'll see you on the next one. Have an amazing day, guys.